listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. Now, the largest new media platform on the web and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Dean. Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's America's Next Top Model After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's America's Next Top Model After Show.
Fashion police.
Yeah.
She's always telling me a good thing about me.
And last but not least, stump you? Okay. So this is my mother-in-law, Tadashi, rocking it out because from red carpet to real wit, you do it so well.
Great.
So thank you so much for
Say hello to her.
I will. This is Pamela Peckerman with AfterBuzz TV. Buzz you later.
Thank you.
I'm Jackie Miranne for AfterBuzz TV. America's Next Top Model fans, look who I found at Tadashi Shoji, Jay Alexander.
And Miss J is ready for service. I lost my camera last night at the Red Dress Fashion Show. So if anybody's seen my black Sony camera, please tell somebody so I can get it back. Look at the pictures, get a key. If you don't need a camera, at least give me back my card. And
We were there last night. I wish I could have found it for you. How did you like the show last night?
I liked it. I mean, I saw my few girls who had their moments. You know, Chrissy Brinkley, great recovery. Rose McGowan, great recovery.
Yes.
Jenna Elfman was absolutely elegant and graceful. Aisha Taylor pulled it together in the end. Of course, you know, Rebecca Romaine, you know, O'Neill O'Connell now was great opening. I wanted to be strong, but that's my own pet peeve.
So now, I cannot believe America's Next Top Model getting into its 18th cycle. Can you believe that when I say that out loud? It's 18th cycle?
I can't believe it because when I hear it and when I see it, I still say to myself, I can't believe we're still doing this again.
Again.
Same
Bitter.
drama, different girls.
What can you tell us? What scoop can you give us for cycle 18?
They versus them.
Oh, Battle Royale.
Fierce battle.
And now we have a new judge.
Battle Royale.
I know, there was a little innuendo. Now, what do you think about the new judge coming on, Kelly Catrone?
We love Miss Kelly because you know, she's like me. What's on her mind is on her tongue. Very, very simple. And she's very good at it.
Yeah.
She's very good. She takes no prisoners.
So she's going to be tough.
Going to be Kelly's tough.
Now, you're here at Tadashi Shoji. What brings you here today?
Well, he's been dressing up many friends of mine. So he's dressing, hopefully, some golden statue winners, hopefully, this award season. And, you know, when it comes to support a man who supports a lot of great people.
Who's,
true fans.
who's your favorite celeb on the red carpet this season? Who do you think's killing it out there?
I don't have any at the moment.
No? And who do you have an Oscars pick?
Octavia Spencer. I think it'd be great because she gives all the help she can get by having a gold statue. And I think Viola Davis is going to be tough with Viola and Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep should just be given an Oscar on the table every year.
Absolutely, totally agree.
Put an Oscar on the table and let us sit down and watch the show. I mean, because she is brilliant.
Well,
Snooze.
what are your red carpet tips? How do you rock it on the red carpet, the runway? I mean, you know it better than anybody else. What's your best
If
tip?
the dress is too tight, don't wear Spanx.
Do you know Octavia wore 3 pairs of Spanx last?
And look, we discussed that, and she knows better. I think when the dress is really, really tight, you should wear Spanx because if they roll, you see everything. You move like a robot because you can't walk in the goddamn dress anyway with 3 pairs of Spanx on. So I just say don't wear 3 pair, at least 1 pair.
I like your shades, by the way. Now, I'll let you enjoy the show, but can you give us a buzz you later into the camera? That's how we sign off on AfterBuzz.
This is Miss J here at the Tadashi Show, and you're going to see something wonderful, so that may be the buzz later for today.
What? Hi.
All right, guys. Well, that was our exclusive interview with Miss J, none other than Miss J at Fashion Week, hot off Fashion Week, and we wanted to play that for you to usher in Cycle 18. I can't believe it, the premiere of Cycle 18, everyone. Well, and I am your host, Jackie Miranne, joined by my fabulous and all important to this show, especially our former all-star contestant Brittany Brower is back. Welcome, Brittany.
Hey, guys. Yeah, it's great to be back. I cannot believe that we're on Cycle 18. It's almost terrifying.
I know, and now you can really talk all you want about these girls since you didn't have to work with them this season.
Oh, yeah, I can't wait. Now I can really, truly feel like I didn't last season, and I did work with them.
I know. You never hold back, but we're going to look to your expert opinion, having been a contestant on the show not once but twice, and most currently last season. So we all love having Brittany here, and we have a new host in the house with us. Tyler Brockington is joining us too. Welcome, Tyler, to the show.
Thank you, thank you. Glad to be here. It's going to be a blast. Can't wait.
And we absolutely have our other top model fan and host Mari Fagel will be joining us shortly, so you can be sure she'll get in on all the top model gossip with us. But let's get right into this premiere, guys. British Invasion. I mean, we're going to talk about it in news and gossip, but there's definitely some gossip about the theming going on with these cycles. And now we've gone from All-Stars to British Invasion, and from what we hear, stay tuned, there's going to be more themes to come. But we'll share that a little bit later. What do you guys think? Initial thoughts. What do you think of this British Invasion theme? What do you think of the contestants?
Can I just say my initial thoughts on Miss J's interview that you just did on him? I mean, I'm not really ready to move on from that yet. What was with losing his camera in the beginning and needing to tell everyone if we find his camera? This is not... What?
Lost and found. Like, that's what he thinks that we're just going to... Yeah, we're going to watch. And so you...
This broadcast goes all over the world. Sorry, Jay. Us in California don't know where your camera is.
We've seen your red camera.
He was a little all over the place in that interview. I mean, it was just... Jackie, you, of course, are gorgeous and are very, well-spoken as always. I just thought this is one of the people who represents top model, how to speak well and do the runway. I'm like, God, he sucks
because
right now.
Tell us about the new season. It's us versus them.
It's us versus them. Oh, okay. Well, now that just summed it up. You heard it here, folks. Hear it first, folks. It's us versus them. I thought that
Brittany,
was hysterical.
You know how scared you were to let anything out of the bag because we know how those contracts go. I'm sure he couldn't really share too much, but I mean,
I just wish he would have said that. Girl, you know I can't talk about that. That's top secret.
Such a better answer.
That is way top secret. I can't even give that out. He did not sound like he was excited about years 18. He was like, I can't believe it's been on 18 cycles. He's like, he was over it. But anyway, enough about that. I just thought that was quite hysterical, quite the fun little interview
you got there. Well, I have to say, it was kind of hysterical for me to watch. When I was with him in person, he actually made me like silent. I had to control myself, but I found him very funny as we went through it. What is he like actually, now that we're talking about it? What is he like in person behind the scenes? Was he like that, or what was he like?
Well, he is kind of like that. He kind of talks like, oh, girl, I don't know where we're going. I can't tell you that. He does kind of talk like that already, but that interview was hysterical. I mean, just starting it off with, if anyone finds my camera, I mean, I got to give him one. I've definitely never started.
Yeah, but you know how that feels when you lose your camera. That is like the worst feeling in the world.
And you've definitely got to tell everybody.
I don't go on every red carpet and be like, hey, guys, yes, Brittany Brower. Yeah, there's one W-E-R. If anyone finds my camera, I did lose it last night at the Chateau. Just saying. It's black. It's got pictures of me in it. Just saying, if you see it. It was just funny.
Oh my gosh. Well, you're right. It was funny in a lot of different ways, but I actually really enjoyed interviewing him, and maybe we'll get him on the show.
Yeah,
Who
that'd
knows?
be great.
We'll see.
No,
everyone
I would love
tweeted
that.
him.
He is really nice. He's my favorite one. I really do like Mrs. J. She's fun. I just love that interview. And so if you're watching Mrs. J, you know I love you. It's just funny. But and then he totally messed up our buzz you later. Now that I'm not cool with.
What did he?
Yeah, he did kind of, but that's all right. You know, you put people on the spot. Can we just talk about, speaking of Miss J, his outfit for the Sears Parade and the fact that there was a Sears Parade? Can we please get into it? Because, I mean, honestly, his outfit was hysterical, and the only thing maybe more hysterical was the opening with this Sears Parade, which I heard you talking about it before the show, Brittany. I know you have thoughts on it.
I think it's hysterical. I mean, we're going to have a Ferris parade, all the fierceness. If you want to watch the fierceness, come to the Ferris Parade. I mean, it's kind of hysterical. The Ferris, I just love the name of it. The Ferris Parade. But I think this is, okay, let's be honest. I mean, and even for the biggest top model fans out there that you love the show and you've been following it for every single cycle, which just goes on and on and on, we all do know that this is the time that you have to switch it up. You know, they were throwing a whole Hail Mary with the All-Star cycle, like trying to get back old fans that have kind of fallen off from watching the show. Now they're kind of doing, the British invasion versus, America. So I think they're just definitely trying to do stuff that's different and try to just keep their audience watching. I'm not sure how I feel about it quite frankly yet. I think it's definitely intriguing. I do think I'm going to be on the Brit side more than the American girl side already. The American girls are already bugging the crap out of me.
Well, and the Brits already have a one-up. They've already been on Britain's Top Model, and then so they've already been it, and they've been there and done that, and now they're bringing fresh girls from America out. So I don't see how that fares up.
I think that is a little unfair, and as being on as coming from someone that has been on 2 cycles of America's Next Top Model, even though we saw how I crashed and burned on the 2nd cycle, but still being on it. You do kind of know what to expect, and you do have kind of like, a home field advantage. If you've gone through the cycle before, you kind of know the routine, you know the stress you're going to endure before you go on it. I just feel kind of like they do have a little bit of an advantage, and I don't understand was there not enough girls in Britain to get new ones?
Right, and Brittany and I were talking earlier, why didn't they do 7 previous top models from America and then 7 previous, like combined last season with this season?
Hey, you guys, great conversation. I think we're going to bring Mari Fagel on the line, if that's all right with you all.
Yes, I'm so excited. Mari Fagel, welcome. We know you love talking top model with us, and you wouldn't miss it for the premiere of British Invasion. Welcome to the show. We're just getting into it. Are you with us, Mari?
Mari?
Oh, yes, I'm here. Hey, Jackie, how are you? We are good. We have Brittany and Tyler as well in the studio representing, and Mari and I, of course, coming from New York. So, Mari, we were just starting to talk about the British Invasion, the Sears Parade, and the fact that Britain's Next Top Model already saw these British contestants and whether or not that's fair.
Well, at first I thought it wasn't fair, but obviously from the way things ended up tonight, I don't think it really mattered. I will say that in the show at Universal Studios, I thought that the British girls were much better walkers. I thought that when I saw the American girls walking, they were total amateurs, and the British girls were much better walkers. So I thought to myself, that's not really fair, because they obviously know how to walk because they've done it before. But then when it came time to shoot them, a lot of them didn't know what they were doing. So I don't think that that's that big of an advantage.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny you say that, Mari, because I actually felt the same way. Like, when I first heard that, I'm like, that's so unfair. If anything, maybe they should have had girls who tried out for Britain's Top Model and didn't make it. But to have girls, as you said, Brittany, you kind of know what's going on once you do it. So I didn't know if that was necessarily fair. But what I was going to say is we were saying, Mari, how do you feel about this theme this season and what your thoughts on it? And my thoughts were kind of, I found myself, Brittany, you were saying you were voting for the British girls. I'm kind of getting territorial and wanting to defend my American girls. Every time like an American girl did good, I was like, yeah, go America.
I feel that way though too. I just like to be like, a lot of them, their characters are a little bit more annoying. I'm kind of liking some of the English girls. So I was like, I can already tell these American girls are going to work my nerves.
Well, and they're so over the top with USA. How many times can we chant USA? USA. Come on. We get it. We get it.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I first saw this whole British invasion idea, when the episode first started, I thought, oh no, what is this, like, trick that Tyra has up her sleeve now? Like, is this going to be, like, do you guys remember last season we made so much fun of the Snooki photo shoot that they did? And we were like, oh God, sometimes Tyra, like, stoops to these levels.
Oh my God,
and at first, when I saw the British girls, I was like, oh God. But then I actually really liked it. And you want to know why? Because I liked that it creates a different kind of tension and a different kind of drama, because now 7 girls are actually bonded towards each other immediately, and the other 7 girls are as well, as opposed to just all this infighting. There's like certain loyalties already, and then certain even bigger feuds.
Yeah.
And then I loved the whole, like, oh, the American girls, they're skinny dipping in the pool on the first night. How crude are they? I just think it kind of brings a level of fun and drama that you wouldn't expect. So I actually will applaud Tyra on this one. I think it was a very savvy idea, because at first I was hesitant and I thought it was just like, you know what, America's Next Top Model is so fun anyways. Why do you have to pull these stupid stunts? But I actually like it.
Yeah. I think the first photo shoot was garbage, and it was another thing that, like, with Tyra doing just over the top, like, you could never use that photo. One of the things I liked about Top Model for my first cycle especially was that a lot of the photos I could use in my book, they were real photos. This one was kind of just weird, just showing George Washington.
Yeah, you don't want to use
George Washington, and I mean, it was just such a weird, like, and then the one girl, I'm not sure her name, the one poor black girl that they made Elton John. I mean, that was just odd.
Horrible.
That poor
and
thing.
She's the one who ended up getting kicked off.
And she did not get kicked off. No. She did not get kicked off.
Which one got kicked?
The one that got kicked off was the one that was being John Lennon.
John
Lennon.
Well, guys, we'll get to that photo, because
I know.
honestly, I don't feel 1 second bad for that girl. But let's definitely get into the photo shoot, because before we even get to the pictures and the judging portion, just the way the photo shoot went. I mean, honestly, we talk about that sort of, whether you're rooting for one type of girl or the other, which I totally agree, Mari. I think that it does create a different kind of loyalty, not only for the girls in the show, but for the viewers. Like we were kind of just saying, Brittany's feeling the British girls, I'm feeling the American girls. When we got to the photo shoot, this is what made me, like, realize, okay, you know what? This is kind of fair ground, because the American girls, I think, even though I didn't like anything about this photo shoot, I didn't think they chose, who chose these figures for these girls? Because I wonder, did they choose the figures before they chose the girls to shoot the figures? Because how do you have, like, a girl like that shooting Elton John? Like, to me, they had to have chosen the figures first, right?
I totally agree with you. I think they chose the figures and then just threw them in there and then figured out who would work best.
And then, like, not to make it whatever, but then they, like, even with the George Washington, they had another, another black girl had to be George Washington. Like, why can't there are other big celebrities that are, give them at least their color skin that they are.
Right.
I just think that it was just kind of bizarre. Like, they did it on purpose. I thought
that was weird. I don't even care so much about the character shoot, because I like when they dress up as characters. What killed me is their characters on a trampoline. How the hell are you supposed to be Jackie O on a trampoline?
Right.
Like,
or Princess
how is that even supposed to work? How are you supposed to be Princess Di on a trampoline? They're like, I hated their criticisms. They're like, oh, you don't look like Princess Di. Because Princess Di wouldn't be jumping on a fucking trampoline.
Exactly.
And not to mention, and then Tyra said about the eyes, the girl that did Princess Di, she shows like, oh, well, Princess Di was known for her eyes. She always had her head down, her chin down, and was looking up. I'm like, oh, you expect this like little 21-year-old girl, or 18-year-old or whatever, however old she is, that's from, just to know exactly, like, in that moment of having to jump on a trampoline, competing with another girl next to you, and give Diana eyes. I'm sorry, I didn't think about that when I heard Diana.
I just think that for a first shoot, they went 0 to 60. First of all, it's hard to be a character. second of all, it's hard to shoot on a trampoline, and to combine the two for your very first shoot, I just thought, like, maybe the girls could have pulled this off for one of their later shoots, but not on your first shoot when you guys don't know what you're doing yet.
Totally
Well,
agree.
I think it would have been fun if even to do the 3D kind of shot. There's nothing wrong with that. It's interesting to look at.
Yeah, it's cool.
But why not do like really cool, like just something very very futuristic makeup? Like don't give them a character. Like the character thing which was odd to me. Like we're gonna be George Washington or
Jumping
Princess
on a
Di
trampoline.
jumping on a trampoline with a partner in the shot. It was just very bizarre. It did not make sense to me at all. I was like, here they go again. Reaching as always on top.
Jackie and the crew here. Let me know when you guys want me to pull the photos. I've got AzMarie first, Ebony, Luis, Mariah, and Sophie. Let me know when you guys want those photos on the screen, and we'll throw those up too.
Okay, great. You know, before we get to some specific photos that I think we should definitely look at, I totally agree with you guys. And the thing that I have to say is they were giving them like the least possible chance to do well. That it's no surprise that some of the girls, you know, I had to laugh because I was like, oh, not even 30 minutes into it and we have our first breakdown. And I know, Brittany, you were there living it live, how these girls would have their breakdowns and things like that. I mean, can you blame them here? I mean, I don't know. I feel like if I was dreaming of becoming America's Next Top Model and I get the chance and then all of a sudden I'm given a trampoline and an Andy Warhol costume, I think I would break down and cry. But funnily enough, the two girls that had their breakdown.
I have to stop you because I will say that Andy Warhol rocked it. That was.
I actually liked that one. She was like one of the only ones that I really liked. That I was intrigued by that one. But if I was,
that was
wait, what's the girl's name who was Elton John? I need to know what her name is because I feel so bad for her. I would have broke down and lost it too because they made her truly look like, you know, a black Aladdin.
The Black Aladdin. Of course.
I mean, it looked ridiculous with that blonde, hideous wig. And
she looks nothing like Elton.
They didn't even
not a
give
bit.
her, and they didn't even give her the Elton John glasses to wear.
It was horrible.
It was weird.
It's not fair for her one bit.
No.
And she was next to Laura, who had a beautiful tulle dress, which is like, you know, I think one of the things want to call out is some of the girls got so much luckier with styling, where
Madonna,
it's easy to look beautiful.
Right.
The girl that got to be Madonna from the 80s, I mean, how pissed were the other girls when they saw that she got to be Madonna?
George Washington.
No, but you know what? A good model knows how to work even not the best costume, because Andy Warhol, to play Andy Warhol compared to Madonna is kind of difficult, but Kyle as Andy Warhol really rocked it.
That's true.
Yeah, no, I totally agree.
No, I would still be
We're going to get to her photo in a second. But I think Kyle is kind of one to watch. But, you know, we kind of talked a little bit about Alisha versus Laura. Let's show the first photo, and I want to talk about Catherine versus AzMarie. Queen Elizabeth versus George Washington. We started to talk about her a little bit. Also, just about AzMarie as a contestant. I think she's a very interesting contestant. She's very androgynous, obviously. Now I can say that now that the show has started to air, obviously my visit to the set, I saw AzMarie in person. I made a visit to the set while they were shooting this cycle, and immediately she stood out to me when I passed by the contestants. But I don't know how I feel about her as a model. I'm not. What do you guys think of this first photo, AzMarie with Catherine?
Oh,
you know who she could be like? You know, there's that male model who keeps passing as a female model. You know who I'm talking about? That really, really big model. He was on the cover of New York Mag. Yes.
Yes, and it showed like from his chest up recently.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. I know exactly what you're talking about.
He is the other version of that. She is a female model who, I swear to God, I could see her walking down the male runway of male clothing lines. I'm not kidding. I mean, she has that same kind of look, which can work very, very well because she's very, very versatile. And I'm not saying she can't do women's clothes, but I'm saying she's that crazy versatile type that, like, if she can learn to embrace it, that very, very strong look, she has a lot of potential.
Having that uniqueness can totally make her stand out.
Now, do you guys? For me, I don't know if you have that photo up yet because I can't see. I'm on
the first picture we have is the AzMarie picture up. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, so I have to say that she, to me, I feel like she's going to be very interesting, but not in this photo. I think that I wouldn't know. I don't know if I would know what to make of George Washington. But then again, Mari, you said you can take. I think any model can take somebody and make something out of it. And I think Catherine actually did a great job with Queen Elizabeth. I think she actually looked very artistic and ethereal, and like it could be a painting.
I like
from
that.
Like way back when.
Mm-hmm.
So I think
Can
she
I
really
say something
pulled it off.
about
I think she
Catherine
outweighed
quickly
her.
that bothers me? You know who Catherine reminds me of? Do you guys remember the twins that were on America's Next Top Model a couple seasons back?
Yes.
One of them was named Michelle and the other one.
Yeah.
She looks like them, and I hate to say this, but I never liked them. I never liked their look, and I don't like her look.
Yeah, they're not
Just
cute.
to be honest.
I love that Mari never holds back on her opinion.
I just think she looks good in this picture. I don't even know what this girl.
It's true. When I saw her, I thought, oh, is a third twin like coming back? I never liked them, and I don't like her look.
Yeah, I don't really know what this girl looks like without all this makeup on in this dress. I can't even remember who this one is. I know that's terrible, but I can't. Obviously, that shows how much she's memorable to me.
No, that's actually not terrible because in a first episode, it's very important who you remember and who you don't.
Well,
who stands out
Yeah.
and who you remember real fast, and who doesn't stand out means that like
The
have it
lesbian
a lot
one,
harder.
the George Washington
Yes.
lesbian one, I totally remember. I
That's
think she's really interesting.
One of my
looking.
standout favorites already, just from the first episode.
I think
Love
she's
her.
going to
Her
produce some
look-
great pictures.
Oh yeah, for sure.
When she's not dressed up like our first president.
Yeah.
And that's what's interesting, and that's why we showed this picture first, because she, to me, as I just said as well, having them all pass by me in the hallway and on filming, immediately she's the first one I remember. And I'm not sure that I like her look necessarily, but I do think it's a strong look, and that must mean something, because as we're all saying right here, I barely can remember all these girls right now, and she's one I definitely remember.
Right.
Now, let's talk about another one who I definitely remember, because she was one of the girls who had her breakdown, and this is Ebony versus Ashley, Jackie O versus Princess Diana, and neither of them, for me, pulled off the character. I actually kind of really agree with Kelly Catrone, who said it looks very BCBG, at least on the left. I think, I don't even know, I couldn't even make one reference to Jackie O in this picture. So I guess that's not a success.
Jackie O would never. How would you do Jackie O on a trampoline? That's my question, because I actually think that Ebony here had some great lines to her body, some great structure. And when I saw her doing the poses, I thought, oh, she has some potential. And then they railed her for it because they were like, oh, Jackie O would never do this. But what would Jackie O look like on a trampoline?
Well, I have to say that Jackie O, the positionings that Ashley was doing, I feel like those were more Jackie O than what Ebony was doing, to be honest. But
I think they're all just
agree.
jumping on a trampoline, period. They didn't think anything. They got a hideous challenge here to do. And so they're all just jumping and trying to just make it look decent. A lot of them don't know what they're doing. They're just jumping thinking, crap, I hope I got that shot, or I hope I got it. When you watch them, all they're doing is jumping up and down, hoping that there's going to be one that somewhat resembles whatever they want for being the shot. I mean, this show.
Tell us how you really feel, Brittany.
Yeah, well, what do you guys think of Ash here? I actually really like it, regardless of the Jackie O thing. Like, I actually like it.
The one
and
on the
I
left?
have to say, if you're going to not be able to imitate somebody, which you pretty much couldn't with that, at least have a great picture. I do agree with that, Mari. Like, at least you can have a great picture. Because you're not getting Jackie O out of that.
Right,
So what did you guys think of Ashley? Because she's the other breakdown, or one of the breakdowns, with her accent, which you cannot.
Is she the Scottish one?
You know, she's getting subtitled.
The Scottish?
And, her children, and crying on the phone to her children. She's actually someone I'm kind of rooting for. What did you guys think of her, though?
Yeah, I don't hate her yet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keyword. I liked her.
I don't know. I don't see her lasting long, and I just don't understand. First of all, did you guys notice the two people to cry were both British? First of all, and second of all, she's 22 and she has these two kids. Yet she's crying, and I don't know. She's starting to get on my nerves.
Oh, she misses her kids. I'll give her a little bit of a break. little.
You could tell she's a mess, and she seems kind of sweet. And for some reason, you know, kudos to the producers, I guess, because they have me feeling for her and kind of rooting for her, even though I don't even know what she'll be able to bring to this competition. I kind of, you know, girls who are standing out in my brain, she's one of them at this point. So there has to be something to be said for that.
All right, let's get to another photo.
Well, let's talk about Louise and Kyle, because Kyle is another one, actually, that I think is very strong, as you said, Mari, to be able to pull off something artistic with Andy Warhol like this, you know, versus Louise, who I think got beautiful styling, beautiful makeup, very easy outfit. Is she supposed to be plus size? Because am I the only one that thinks, like, where's the plus size? She's the one that's supposed to be plus size, right?
She's not exactly plus size, but she's not model thin. She's one of those in between.
Because they have one Brit and then one American who's plus size, but the American
right, she looks plus size.
You're right, you can totally tell.
She is plus size, and this one I was like, oh, she's plus size.
Yeah.
Huh.
Because they mentioned it once in the show.
I have to say about Louise, she has a beautiful, beautiful, striking face.
Yes.
She looks like a Swedish model. She honestly has the most gorgeous face, which just gives even more merit to Kyle in this photo, because Louise, when I saw her, I thought, oh my God, drop dead stunner. And Kyle, I saw her, I said, okay, she's pretty, but she has a long face. You're going to have to work with that. But then Kyle just threw out this great Andy Warhol shot, and I was like, damn, these two, both of them are ones to watch for me.
I totally agree. I really, my thing is I don't understand how Louise is plus size. But besides that, I mean, because there were girls at my agency that were not plus size that looked like her size. So I'm not really getting that.
No, but look at her next to Kyle. She's obviously... she's that in between, which is almost worse, because then you can't fit into the model and you can't fit into the plus size.
Yeah, usually they
and
would
we've
want
seen that on America's Next Top Model in the past. Girls who are in that in between.
Yeah,
so she needs to eat.
Yeah, she should eat.
She should either eat or not eat.
Eat or not eat. Figure it out.
Eat or not eat. Your decision.
Yeah, whichever one you want to do.
I do agree, though. I think they're definitely two ones to watch. Perhaps I think maybe the second strongest photo, if not the first. But let's unfortunately move to the weakest, and obviously the one who was eliminated, because let's face it, this is Halloween Party City. Do you want to be Pocahontas or John Lennon for Halloween? Mariah versus Jasmia.
Halloween Party City nails it. That is
horrible.
Definitely on the cover, some plastic bag with a crappy costume in it.
Those poor girls. And it's like they get dealt these cards, and what do you do with it? It's like you can't work with this.
I mean, well, the bad thing is the one who is Native American or Indian or whatever. I mean, that's kind of embarrassing that she didn't do better than that. But that again, could she? I guess she could have made it better.
What is she holding there?
A tomahawk.
And it's like she's.
I don't know what she's doing with it.
Smashing him over the head.
I think she should have been more like you know, like more.
Yeah, like what is she doing with it there? It doesn't really represent much.
Well, is it bad that I kind of thought it was funny the way she was saying, like, oh my God, I have to live up to Pocahontas? Like, I kind of laughed at that, and I don't really know why, but she is Native American, so I guess she was being serious. No, I thought it was kind of a joke at first.
I think it is a joke. Okay, you get to wear a beautiful, like, you get to wear, like, it be an Indian, and you got to look over at Black Elton John over there, and you're complaining about making Pocahontas work? I would have been like, oh, I know I'll do better than Aladdin over there. I mean, I don't understand how she was even saying, oh, I have to live up to Pocahontas. What? You have an Indian costume on. You're Indian. Make it work.
Right. How hard can it be? Come on.
Oh, my gosh. Mari, what did you think?
Yeah, I was pretty disappointed by her, because when I first saw her, I thought, she has a really interesting look. I'm excited to see a Native American on the show. But then she kind of just, she failed. But I think she has potential. She has these beautiful eyes. She has an interesting ethnic look, and I think she has potential if she works hard. Yeah.
How mad is John Lennon that she got eliminated and this is her only photo from America's Next Top Model?
I know.
How mad are you?
That's what you get from the show.
One. Don't they usually, Brittany, you know this, don't they usually do a first photo shoot where you kind of get to be
somewhat representing yourself and your personality. Isn't that typically the way it goes?
No, they don't do that anymore. They used to do like photo shoots before so you could see, like kind of like a little bit, but not anymore. I mean, this show's just knocking them out. They don't have any time, any money. They're just like, put them on the show.
Yeah, this show didn't even go through whittling down to the top girls. Like normally you see them whittle down and you see, I don't know, like a pre-competition. We didn't even see that. It just went right into it.
Just get them on. Put them in the fairy parade. The Ferris parade and call it a day.
For me, as a viewer, it was very hard to get a handle on the girls for this first episode. You know, we got introduced a little bit. You know, we had the lesbian thing, the bisexual thing going on. Of course, you know, that's always a point of interest for people. But other than that, I mean, and then with Ashley crying and her kids, other than that, though, it's very hard to, as you said, we're looking at these photos. I can't even remember what the contestants look like. Right. And that's kind of a tough one for us, I think.
Because they just kind of started the show. There was no semifinals, no really getting to know the models before they started. They just kind of really did throw them in, which is all and fine and good or whatever for an all-star when people know the characters already, but not for something that I have no idea who any of these girls are.
And don't make somebody George Washington when we don't even know what they look like yet. Yet now we're going to remember them.
Right.
Like, do something where we remember what they look like, a done-up version.
Right. In my first episode, we did the hair before, even before our alien shoot. That was our first photo shoot. We did our hair and we did a photo of us naked or like topless with our hands in front of our boobs. And it was a really beauty shot. Now it's like they kind of gave it. It was like people knew who all of us kind of were in the first episode. I don't know any of these.
Now it's just Halloween.
Halloween.
Party City.
Yeah.
Exactly. I wish
Honestly,
they would have done
I have to 100% agree with the elimination of Jasmia. I'm sure you guys do too. And I guess all I have to say is I totally agree, Brittany. I feel bad that this was her experience and this was the only picture she came away with. Pocahontas hitting her over the head as John Lennon.
Yeah, I would trash that.
I just think that they should have. I don't understand why they do this for the first shoot. Like, not do a real photo shoot with how the models really model in their natural makeup and of course on makeup and gorgeous dresses or something, whatever you want to put them in, but make it a real kind of thing, not really campy. And dress up in Halloween costumes.
Well, and especially so the audience can get to know them.
What worries me is I hope that they're not going to be campy the entire season long, like British First American, because that's all it was this episode, which is fine. The culture clash, whatever. I hope it's not like that every single episode, because that's going to get redundant and super campy.
Definitely.
Right, for sure.
So what's our last photo?
Well, our winning contestant this week, Seymone versus Sophie, Margaret Thatcher versus Michelle Obama. I do have to say, first of all, you have a leg up when you look the way you do and you get a beautiful dress and you have to be Michelle Obama. But she did do a beautiful job, Seymone. Ballet meets plus size, they said. They said they were the best combination. They worked the best together. This is not their photo, obviously. I could not pull their photo for some reason, but should conjure up the image of their final photo. And I have to say, I do think this was one of the stronger pictures. And it's not easy to be Margaret Thatcher, that's for sure.
She did good with that, for sure.
I do agree with this. But I think Seymone had a leg up with being Michelle Obama as well.
Why didn't they make a white girl Michelle Obama? They made a black. I mean, why? They made,
yeah, it's all about
Kennedy.
The luck of the draw. What character
they made
you
Jackie
get.
Onassis. Black. I'm like, well, I mean, this is crazy to me.
Yeah, it's not fair.
Of course,
Brittany, I need to get your take on one thing, because what I love so much about having you on the show is that you are so honest when Tyra makes a fool of herself. That when I wrote this quote down, I was like, oh my God, I can't wait to hear Brittany's reaction. When he gave Seymone the winning photo and said, start talking about Michelle Obama, and then she was like, Michelle Obama watches the show. I bet Michelle Obama is watching, and her daughters are saying, Mommy, oh my God. I was like literally embarrassed for Tyra. I was embarrassed, and I just want to know if you picked up on that.
Yes, she's an idiot. I mean, it's almost like I wonder if this girl won just so Tyra could be like, Michelle Obama won. I mean, I don't even know. It's just, I just think so much of this stuff is whatever. But yes, Tyra says the dumbest things. Quotes by Tyra. Put that one in our book.
The funniest thing ever because when she says stupid things, I love her and she's savvy, but when she's just like stupid, shameless plugs, I just think to myself, oh my God, this is embarrassing. Like, I can point out the moments that are going to end up on the scoop.
Yes, exactly. Because the things she says, right? She's obviously not an idiot. She's business savvy. I understand she's made a whole, like, you know, production company and she's got it going on in so many ways in her own show and, you know, whatever. But she says the dumbest crap. I mean, literally could be quotes by Tyra.
And it's the easiest thing sometimes, but so dramatic.
Oh, she is.
So dramatic. But like
she's
the simplest
campy.
things.
Yes.
Like, come on, Tyra.
I agree.
I will say I love Sophie, and I think that she has a lot of potential. And just like Kelly Osbourne said, she's one of those models who's a canvas, and she can, like, transform into any look. And I think that she is going to be really strong. She kind of reminds me of, like, a Twiggy, almost.
She does.
She reminds me of Tilda Swinton with the red hair and the really light skin. Tilda Swinton, the actress? No?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
She was the witch in line.
Except I'm not a Tilda Swinton fan, so don't put that in my brain.
It's going to be in there now.
I love her.
I love her, too. I totally see that looking at her.
What was funny about this photo, guys, is when I first heard them critiquing it and they kept saying Sophie and Seymone, I actually got the two messed up in my brain. And in my head, for some reason, I thought Sophie was going to win and won because in my head, I think Sophie was even stronger than Seymone.
Mm-hmm.
I thought Kyle should have won. Yeah,
Who,
Kyle was another one for
Andy
me.
Warhol?
Definitely.
Was that Andy Warhol?
Yes.
Okay.
Guys, we cannot finish off talking about this episode without talking about the new judge, Kelly Cutrone. Obviously, your favorite interview with Miss Gay, Brittany, he mentioned that she's very tough. We got our first taste of her along with the other Kelly, for guest judge, Kelly Osbourne. Actually, I thought Kelly Osbourne brought some really good critiques to the table.
Yeah, she did.
I did too.
Tyler actually said
Kelly Osbourne was great.
Tyler, when I watched the show together, and he goes, "When did Kelly Osbourne get so smart and well spoken?"
And she's so great now. Like I remember the old Kelly Osbourne days, and she's so grown up now, so well spoken.
She knows her
stuff. Oh, she's amazing. I love her on Fashion Police.
Yes.
I love her on the E-Red carpet. She looked beautiful in the episode. Great.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I love her
she's
too.
All
she's
grown
great.
up now, our little girl.
Oh. Her old little
and what did you guys think of Kelly Cutrone?
I love her. I know, I've known her in the business and stuff. She is a major biatch. We're gonna get some major bitchiness from her this season because that woman will always say what she thinks.
She's so honest and
dry.
Very,
yeah. So I'm excited to see another judge like the old Janice Dickinson that's going to just say it how it is and kind of be ruthless in a sense. I feel like the show's been missing that because when the original Twiggy, was on it, she was very, kind of like just really nice. She was almost like the Paula Abdul of it. Top model.
and now we have the Simon Cowell for Top Model now. We have Simon Cowell back.
Well, but my question is with Kelly Cutrone is Twiggy, Janice Dickinson, all of the past ones except for Andre Leon Talley, who was still like in fashion, those were all models. Kelly Cutrone is a fashion PR person, so I just don't know in terms of like judging a model how much it makes sense. In terms of the entertainment factor and being a bitch and telling it how it is, yes.
Well, I just think she has been in the fashion world for so long, though, that she can see it. I think she's qualified.
Well, and actually, to answer that question, I'm pretty sure, I saw her, she ran, actually, the Tadashi Shoji show, where we interviewed Miss J, and I'm pretty sure when you run PR for shows like that, sometimes you do the casting for the models. So it's very likely that she's done a lot of casting for models in PR. A lot of the times
I've gone to a casting with her being the casting director for modeling before. Like, so that's definite, like, for shows here. So that's how I've seen her in the business, like, firsthand. So, yeah, I mean, she definitely does the castings for it. She has us walk and do everything for it. So I think she is qualified to be a great judge.
Yeah, and we actually have some really hilarious quotes from an interview with her on starting up on the show. And hopefully we can get her to call in one week because she did actually when I suggested it to her when I met her, she actually agreed to it. So hopefully we can hold her up to that. But let's go to a commercial, and then we'll get into some very funny, very interesting news and gossip on Kelly Cutrone and more. So let's take a quick commercial, and we'll be right back.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
All right, guys. Well, let's get into some news and gossip. We have some very funny quotes from Kelly Cutrone. All right, so first, before we get to that, we were talking about this before the show started. I know Brittany and I were saying, and Tyler, that before the cast for America's Next Top Model Cycle 18 was even announced, Tyra Banks and her scouts were already casting for Cycle 19, which is news in itself, the fact that Cycle 19 has been green-lighted and they have a brand new theme as well, so the themes continue. The Cycle 19 theme will be a modeling showcase for college edition version of the series. So what do you think of a Cycle 19 and I believe a Cycle 20 as well? And what do you think about these themes, the college themes coming up?
I don't think that's anything great or special. And these girls are going to have to quit school and go model and come back, and I think it's kind of janky.
I actually like that.
I think it's crappy.
Me too.
I don't really get it.
Well,
I just don't get, okay, now the college
edition. I think it would be interesting, I don't know, to go around to different campuses and find girls with potential. I don't know. I think it would be interesting.
I think so.
But that's the scouting part. They won't
that was
show
just about to
any
say,
of that.
if they did the scouting part and they showed that, that would be great. I think that would be a really cool concept.
I know what we're already getting in line for is to watch a lot of crappy now photo shoots with them in the library, then with a book, then with glasses on, then like with a ruler. I mean, oh my God, I'm a scientist. Oh God. Like each photo shoot's going to be like they're each a professor. Like one's going to be an art director, one's going to be a scientist. I'm like, I can already see it and it smells.
Well, I have to think that this might be inspiration from the fact that Tyra Banks, as we reported during the last season in News and Gossip, has officially graduated from Harvard. And apparently she says that the education she received has totally changed her decision-making process for her company, as we were talking about her company, Bankable Enterprises. She actually admitted that after taking certain courses, she went back to her business and got rid of a few projects that were on the table due to what she learned in risk-taking and innovation in the program. She, of course, rubbed elbows with the likes of Robert Stephen Kaplan, one-time vice chairman of Goldman Sachs, now professor. She says that being at Harvard has changed the way people perceive her. Now people connect with her on social media, not talking about beauty and body image, but talking about getting an education and becoming empowered. She took place in the business school's owner-president management program set up in 3-week installments. They cost $33,000 each and ran over the course of 3 years. So she's now graduated, and so I have to think that has to do with casting a Cycle 19 college edition. Don't you agree?
Yeah, once again, it's
you
all
don't need
about
to make
Tyra.
it about your life, Tyra.
Right,
we don't need to
again.
watch now the college edition. You know, it's like... Way to Twilight
Brittany.
back to you, Tyra.
Tyra gets her driver's license. Everyone who gets her driver's license on the next cycle.
Yes.
Brittany, I have to ask, what do you think of Tyra? Because you have plenty to say, and I love every second of it.
I mean, there's parts of me that respects Tyra, and I do, and I understand she's built an empire, and she's banking it with Bankable Productions. But, I mean... I also have my personal things, of course, with the show and with her and all, just like things that we don't agree with. But I think every contestant that's ever, been on Top Model can have little things and, see both sides behind the curtain and in front of the curtain, I've seen it all. So it just changes your perception a little bit about people. But she's given me some great opportunities, so I won't be completely negative. I think it's just funnier to be negative, to be quite honest. I just kind of that's just me. I kind of like cracking on Top Model.
I love that you bring that realness to it, and I love that you have that inside scoop. You can only get it here, people, on AfterBuzz TV. So keep bringing it, Brittany.
AfterBuzz TV exclusive.
One thing I have to say that Tyler and I were both talking about is, did they just sneak us by in the prizes? Did they just sneak and say that there's now a
record deal?
A record deal? Is this like American Idol?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
When I heard that, I was like, but that's assuming that every one of those girls can sing. Like, not every one of those girls is going to be like Lisa and know how to rap and sing and do it well. Like, you can't just guarantee a record deal without even having heard the girl sing. Like, you can't auto-tune everything.
And so it's not Top Model anymore. It's just be a triple threat and do everything.
Do everything, because there's always the acting challenge. Now there's this, and I got that from the All-Star cycle that they wanted you to kind of be able to do everything because you're trying to brand you. But now you're gonna have a recording contract. I mean, what?
So this bitch who wins can't even sing a lick, yet she's got to come out with a single. How's that gonna work? Come on.
Terrible.
Jackie, we're not picking you up. How's your reception here?
No, Jackie.
You may have to call back in, but
you're very far away.
Try singing.
Try singing. We'll give you a record contract.
We're good on this end, so yeah, sing your way back.
just sing us. Sing for us. You're a model, Jackie. Can't you sing?
Yeah.
I mean, all the models out there have to be able to sing, right?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
How am I sounding to you?
You sound
You're
gorgeous.
great now.
Almost like you should have a record contract.
Wait.
I purposely saved it for this show. I wanted people to see how good I can sing. Actually, I did sing on our style special, which you could check out on AfterBuzzTV.com. The Oscars special had me singing. But I will definitely not be recording a single anytime soon. Sorry to disappoint you guys.
Oh.
But we have to get to these quotes by Kelly Catrone from Interview Magazine, which I thought were hysterical. First off, not necessarily hysterical, but some advice she offered for the girls in the competition. She said that the girls who do well understand that they're in a competition, and when something bad happens, and let's remember, if any of us were shot 24 hours a day, we'd have bad moments too, they spring up and keep going. So that's Kelly Catrone's little bit of advice, I guess. But I thought it was pretty funny when they asked her what about this cycle being U.S. versus U.K. She said, it's not quite Lord of the Flies, it's Lord of the Smize, which I thought was pretty funny because, Brittany, we always talk about smizing.
Yeah. Smizing.
Yeah.
Smize.
And actually, she said that some nights after judging, I would wake up in my hotel room from scary top model dreams. The girls were literally haunting her. She was having dreams about them. Brittany, are you having dreams about the contestants?
I've definitely had nightmares about Tyra, but it also brings us back to the beginning of All Stars when Tyra was laying in bed and we were having, we're all in her bed screaming for her to have an All Star. So I wonder if she pulled that from Tyra's,
nightmares.
Well, so this is my funniest one here. On joining Top Model, when they asked her why she joined Top Model, she said, well, my house in Cold Spring got damaged from a hurricane over the summer, so I needed to repair a lot of damage that my shitty flood insurance company refused to cover. What's the point of having flood insurance if they only repair like 2 inches of your walls? I have Vivienne Westwood wallpaper. I thought it'd be great to make some extra cash so I can pay for my Westwood wallpaper habit. I love it.
I love Vivienne. I love Vivienne Westwood wallpaper. It's truly the best. We have it in our office at DMH, and it is so gorgeous. So I completely empathize
It sounds
with
like
her.
that she really wanted to be on the show. No. She
no.
could give 2 shits.
She doesn't care. She just needed to fix her flood problem.
Yeah, that's it.
Miss J, in the interview that Jackie got exclusively at the fashion show, the Tatashi fashion show, he sounded over it. He said, I can't believe 18 cycles. He sounds over it.
And this is her first season, and she's already over
She's already like, I think she's just embarrassed to be doing it. She's like, hey, let me just let everyone know it's from my flood.
For my wallpaper.
All right, guys. Well, that creepy Halloween music means that no, they're not haunting us in our nightmares, but we have to make some predictions about episode 2. I just want to kind of say, first of all, I'm excited to see Kris Jenner. You cannot get away from these Kardashians. Kylie and Kendall being part of it. Tyra's cell phone being hacked. Makeover week. Lots to look forward to. Who are you guys looking forward to, and who is standing out to you from episode 1? Who's your number one standout?
I think
once again, quickly before we get into the makeovers, I absolutely love that Kris Jenner is going to be on next week because no one is more shameless. Like Tyra is incredibly shameless, and Kris Jenner is right up there with her in this shameless, plugging, promoting everything, like pimping out her daughters to be on the show. It's like the two of these women head to head. I can't wait for it.
I love that they were all in last season's. The Ferris wheel thing for the, Kris was there and Bruce and the kids were all there. Yeah. So they're just making their rounds on every cycle these days. They're just coming on each one.
Well, all right, guys. Who's your last thoughts? Who's your favorite, maybe? What you're looking forward to? And tell everyone your Twitter. Let's go around, starting with Brittany.
Okay, I would go ahead and say, is it Ebony, the one that the androgynous? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I love her. And my Twitter, follow me on Twitter at Brittany Brower.
And Tyler?
I would definitely have to say either Ebony or the one who I thought looked like Tilda Swinton. I can't remember her name, with the red hair and the really fair skin. Those are my two standouts.
Okay.
And you can follow me at Ty_Brox on Twitter.
Excellent. And Mari?
I am most looking forward to Louise. I think she's striking. Like I said, she looks like a Swedish model. I hope she goes really far. And you can follow me at Mari Fagel, MARIFAGEL.
All right, guys. Well, follow me on Jackie Miranne on Twitter, and I'm definitely rooting for, believe it or not, I have a soft spot for Ashley right now. Don't ask me why. I don't think she's the strongest, but she kind of tugs on my heartstrings, so I'm going to leave it at that for now. Can't wait for next week. So much to come. Stay with us every week. We'll have special guests. We'll have all-star herself, Brittany Brower, here. So much to come, guys. We'll see you next week.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz.
See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.